you know, I just felt like it was time for me to get back in the studio, make some more music, and put out some more content. When I started my podcast, the Represent Podcast, it was all about me just trying to, reflect and show some of the things that I've done in this industry or whatnot. But then I started, sneaking out music, and the feedback was strong, so gave me the urge to want to make a 3-song EP and then a 5-song EP and then eventually a whole album. So that's what sparked that. Yeah. I mean, I feel like in 2026, there's no such thing as too much, and there's no such thing as I should stop. If you love what you do, you should keep doing it. It shouldn't be about fame, success, or money. It should be the passion that you have for what you love. And I love making music. I love, making people react to my music. And when I go outside the world that I live in, I start to see how I affect the world that I'm not in every day. So it makes me want to get back in the studio and use my gift and to make music. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to recock and load. Why did I choose to call it 10 to midnight? Because if you know anything about time, 10 to midnight is you got 10 minutes to the next day. So most people take that for granted. But if you think about time in life, you don't know how much time you got in life. So if you make it to midnight or 12:01, you made it to see another day. So this is 10 minutes before midnight. And all of these things will happen and occur in that time frame to see if you're going to make it to see the next day. What do I feel about the young generation on the West Coast? I feel like they doing their thing. I feel like they're making great music, creating their own identity, their own sound, their own culture. And I love the fact that they always reach out to me like, Uncle Snoop, we got a song for you to get on. Or, Uncle Snoop, can you, give us this or give us some information or some game? So I love that relationship that I got with the young generation on the West. Well, one thing I set out to do when I first started making music, because I was a gangbanger / ex-drug dealer, my mission was to try to make 1 million gangbangers become rappers. That was my mission. And I didn't know how I was going to accomplish it or what I was going to do to do it. But I feel like it's done. I feel like there's 1 million gangbangers trying to rap now, trying to find a way out, trying to figure it out. And once they understand that you can represent without disrespect, then I think that's when you'll find that next young star from that culture that's loved by everybody, that's respected. And no matter what gang they come from, people respect them and what they stand on. And that's how we've been able to create the greats that have come from the West Coast, that have come from this culture. So I look forward to seeing that based off of how many gang members I see that are rapping now, that are trying to leave that life to create a new life. So shout out to all of the members that's trying to figure it out in this rap world, in this podcast world, in this clothing industry, whatever it is, trying to find another way. Uncle Snoop commends y'all, both sides. Well, since I bought Death Row, a lot of the artists that I've been, signing or putting in action have been R&B. I have a love for R&B music. I just love the sound of it, the feel of it. So naturally, when I got the label, I wanted to put some R&B artists on since I had been putting rappers on for so long. So October London, Jazzy Faye brought him to me. We put him in the mix, developed him for 5 or 6 years, to where now he's world renowned, on tour, 2 hit records, 4 #1 singles, and loading up for his next album. And then Jane Hancock, Raphael Saadiq, introduced me to Jane and told me she's the one, not the two. And boy, was he right. Jane Hancock went to work. We started developing her, put her in the studio with Superfly, Anderson, and a team of other producers and writers. And she's a great writer / engineer / producer too. Please believe that. And just opened up her mind and her soul and her spirit. And now she is the first lady on death row. Jane Hancock up out of Richmond, California. And then probably my gem that is yet to become the stone that I believe it's going to be is Charlie Be Real. Out of Pasadena. Musical genius, MD, writer, singer, producer, all of the above. Charlie is somebody who did the gospel album with me for my mother. And Charlie has an amazing first solo album that's out right now called Walk with the Father. These artists are the artists that inspired me to look on Instagram and find Tony Armani and put him on Death Row Records because I love Southern Soul. And then you got people like Point 5, aka used to be Half Dead, making his mark. Then we got artists like Jen M, produced by Charlie Be Real. And Jen is an exceptional writer, singer on her own, but Charlie wrote her a couple of great records. And then we got the Engineers. So it's a host of artists that I have on Death Row that I plan on releasing, like Dave Hollister. Be on the lookout for his single, coming to a hood near you. We just making music, making a difference, and making people feel good. That's the Death Row way. That's what I've been doing with Death Row since I got it. If you don't know, you do now. All of those artists, the music is available, and they all got movies too. That's the crazy part about it. You can see them visually and hear them sonically on Death Row Records, baby. Nah, when I be smoking though, it be crazy shit going through my head, you know? Like, the shit I be dreaming about, this is crazy. Like, I had a dream about me having some twin brothers, right? One named Do Wrong and one named Do Little. Do Wrong was a bona fide Crip. Do Little, aka Rue Little, was a real Damu. And they had a great relationship, grew up in separate homes. All this shit was happening in my head in my dream. And they ended up making things happen and keeping a brotherhood and showing that family is what's first and what's important. Family is the game. Family is everything. Hey, I heard dreams come true. If it happened to me, it can happen to you.
Boss Doolittle was a quiet man with hands like roots and a steady plan. Born with a twin, his mirror face, but Do Wrong walked a darker space. One built bridges